funky.
Good afternoon everyone, it's Garrett, and today I'm going to guys a new tutorial in After Effects, and today we're going to go over how to animate your own lower thirds. So I made these in a previous tutorial in Photoshop, so if you guys want to go watch that tutorial, there's going to be a card on screen you guys can click. If not, want to purchase it, there will be a Sellfy link in the description as well. You can do either or, buying it on Sellfy will support my channel more and more. But today we're going to be going over how to animate these, and a lot of people have been asking and stuff like this, so I'm going to be doing a tutorial through After Effects and also through Premiere. I thought it'd be good to do both software so you guys can understand. Some people use one and one, but basically today we're going to be going over how to basically make it spin around and basically just pop up and have like the thumb kind of come around. And it doesn't look that good really up close, but when you take it the whole entire thing, let's just say I'm going to drag my pre-rendered one in, and let's just say we're gonna have it in the corner, and when you're having a video play and you guys click the play button, that it's just gonna spin, the thumb's gonna come up. And this is when people are talking over the video, like make sure you leave a like on this video, and this thing will pop up, the thumb will go, just kind of like a little reminder, what to do. And today we're gonna be going over how to make this. There's also very cool things that you guys can do. You guys can go to the time stretch, and you guys can totally shrink it down to like 5 seconds, which will actually speed up the whole entire process of the spinning, the logo design. So it's basically a very cool thing to animate your own lower thirds so they just don't fade in or fade out. But today we're gonna need to go and open up Photoshop first. So what I'm gonna be doing is opening up my lower third file, and basically just showing you guys what you're gonna be purchasing if you guys buy my Sellfy. And right here is going to be the 3 that we have that I already pre-made. If not, you guys can make your own. Of course, they're not very hard to make, but they're very useful to do in your videos. I'm just going to hide my lower backgrounds and shrink these up, hide these, and you guys can bring this straight into the middle of your page. Grab your crop tool and just want to crop it so it's around the lower third only. You don't want that huge 1920 by 1080 white box around your whole entire thing. So to shrink it up around the logo like this, go to File, Save, and save it to like a folder in your desktop. Like I have a lower third folder just like chilling on my desktop. I gotta find it, and save it as a PNG. And after you're done saving that, what you want to do is open up this folder, and you want to hide everything except for that thumb. Grab your crop tool once again and just basically drag it so it's only the thumb. File, save as, and then also save it as a PNG as well. It's the same folder, so you guys never lose the files. So after you're done doing that, you guys can basically close Photoshop after you save the files, and open up After Effects, and this is when the fun's going to be going on. So I'm just going to delete these, and for composition style, I have a 1920 by 1080 aspect ratio. Frame rate 30 frames per second. It doesn't really matter. And duration is going to be 9 seconds. You guys can make this longer and stuff. What I like doing is if I want to have it longer, I just basically put it on the freeze frame and drag the last frame, however many seconds I want. HD TV is fine. And what you want to do is basically just drag in your files that you need. So I'm going to need my thumb, and I'm also going to need just my just my actual lower third itself. And I can just drag my thumb, and I can put it just straight in the back where I know I want to put it. And you want to animate these one at a time, so I can basically just hide this thumb for now and just focus on this lower third itself. So what I wanted to do is actually I wanted to scale from very small to very big. So if I hit S on the keyboard, it will bring up scale through After Effects. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this actually down to 0. Just click it, type in 0, and just click the little stopwatch right here. It's going to create a keyframe, and then you guys can go about like a second into it, or maybe 2 seconds, and just make it 100. So now we can go back, play it back to yourself, see how long it's going to take. Maybe that's too long, but of course, as I said before, we can go in and make it a very small time. So after you're done with this, I want this to actually rotate a little bit. So do the same thing, go back to here, click on the same little layer that you have, click R, which is going to bring up the rotation scale, click the stopwatch, go to a second, and maybe let's say we're going to do 2 flips. So that's going to end up being 360 degrees, or I believe it's 0. But the keyframes are there, it spins around, it goes very small to very big, and it's going to hit here and it's just going to stop. And we're going to worry about this whole entire movement afterwards, and it's very easy to kind of mess up right here. So we're just going to work step by step. So we'll just have this come in, And now it's time to work on the thumb. So we can basically either duplicate this and leave it the same, or we can just work how we want it to do. And I'm just gonna make this very small and come very big. So I'm gonna just bring it to this the end of the timeline. No, it's 0 seconds. Click scale. Click that keyframe. Excuse me. Put this to 0. Make sure that stopwatch is going, and put this to 1 second. Same thing. Put it to 100. And you know this is gonna be. It's gonna come up. It's gonna be very small, and it's gonna join up. But if you want to move this thumb so it kind of has a little oomph to it, that it pops up, you know, after this thing spins, we can do that as well. So I'm gonna put this back to myself, and it's also good, you know, just to kind of have this thing played back to yourself all the time. Shrink that down, bring this keyframe over to the other side, and you know, just watching this stuff over and over again really helps out. So what I'm gonna do is actually rotate this. So I'm gonna bring it to this little end right here. Click R on that thing. Click that stopwatch, and now maybe I'm gonna bring it over here a little bit, so it goes there, and then everything stops, and it kind of goes back to normal. So it spins around a little bit, and it kind of comes up, it kind of clicks your thumb a little bit. You guys can do it a bunch of different ways, and if you guys do want to, you know, change the stuff, you can just go straight back to that keyframe and move it so now it goes a little bit this way. So instead of it happening so much, it kind of just, the thumb kind of clicks around. It's really up to the designer and also the editor and how you want to put stuff like this. You can make it, you know, pop around. The thumb can go up in the air a little bit, and maybe you guys can bring it a little bit to the next side. So it kind of keeps moving, but it doesn't, you know, fully stop. So you see the thumb kind of clicks around. Totally up to you. And you know, when you get to here, now this whole entire thing, though, like for the video stops. So I want to keep this going. So of course, you know, put the rotation a little bit down, and maybe bring that over here and put this back to 0. So it ends up coming around, spinning, hitting, and you know, the thumb pops up and it kind of clicks around, and then you go back to the end of the timeline. So if you guys are happy with this final product, then that's sweet, and basically you guys can mess around with it yourself. You know, it's a bunch of, you know, rotating the thing, scaling it, and doing placement stuff like this. It's really easy to do. Don't stress over it too much, because there's a lot of stuff you can do. If you even click right here in this drop down arrow, you have like the position, the opacity, the anchor points, you know, everything like that, so you guys can really worry about that. For position, I don't really like touching that too much, and I'll tell you why. Because for this, you kind of want to place this into like the top left hand corner. So now go to the end of the video, put it in like the bottom left or the top right or the bottom left, doesn't really matter. So it like spins around, and like it kind of just like happens, because like a lot of people are gonna just put this, you know, straight in the middle of their video, and it's gonna look a little bit weird. I tend to like putting mine, you know, a little bit up in the top, so when you play the video, it kind of clicks around, you know, everything pops around, and then you go. So now that you have that finished, you guys actually want to render this to yourself. So go to composition, add to render queue. For your render settings, just click this, and you guys can leave this the same. If you guys want to click 30 frames per second, you guys can. Doesn't really matter too much. For the lossless, I like putting mine on QuickTime. H.264 works really well, but that's basically up to you. And your output too, just put it into the same folder where your lower thirds are. Just click, you know, tutorial. So when you guys are ready, just click render on your project file. I know it's gonna take about a few seconds to do depending on your computer. Basically, just runs it out, dings for yourself, and you guys can go back to your composition right here and basically open up your kind of folders and drag in the, you know, the file, the MP4, the QuickTime file, whatever you rendered it as, and basically just drag it in. And I like to hide these just so I can pretty much see what I'm working with. And right here, it's gonna, you know, just play it out for me. I'm gonna click the play button, and it's just gonna, you know, show it a little bit. It's gonna show, you know, how it works and stuff like that. And what I like doing is actually making it basically a different, you know, speed, messing around, stuff like that. So if I go to time stretch, and then I just drag it, you know, down a little bit so it's like 5 seconds, it really changes, you know, how it looks, and it's a lot faster, and you know, it looks really good on videos. So basically, now that you guys have this, you guys can add, you know, sound effects and stuff like that. I won't do this and do that in this tutorial. However, if you guys do want to find some sound effects, basically what you want to do is head over to YouTube and just type in like sound effects packs, or SFX pack, I believe it's called, and just download one of these. You guys can find like dinging and, you know, swooshing and stuff like that. And if you add it into this, it'll look really cool. But don't overuse these. Of course, only put them on your video when you're talking about leaving a like. And basically that's gonna cut it for today's video. And if you guys did enjoy this, make sure to leave a thumbs up, and if you guys can get 100 likes on this video as well, that'd be insane. And if you guys do want to go check out the tutorial how to make these lower thirds, it will be in the description as well. Adobe Premiere tutorial will be coming out shortly after this, and as well, if you guys want to purchase it, the sell file will be in the description below. So other than that, guys, I really hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Thank you guys for supporting my channel so much and subscribing and liking all my videos recently. It's insane the amount that we're growing. I almost have 13,000 subscribers already, and it's just blowing my mind. So thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you guys for checking out this video. And if you can, guys, like I said, leave a like, leave a thumbs up, comment below. And if you guys need to contact me, my Twitter and my email are in the description below. But other than that, I'll see you guys in my later on videos. Peace out.